They asked me for my name. Saya, I replied, in a low voice. The man at the entrance scanned the list once more. His courteous smile wavered.
I'm sorry, mom.
You're not on the guest list. Like, comment, and subscribe Huna Stories for more stories. For a brief moment everything fell silent. I could still hear the music. Inside, the laughter, the clink of glasses, the photographer calling out, "Smile, everyone." Yet all my attention was fixed on that list. My name wasn't there. Then I noticed her, my mother, standing by, the floral arch, champagne flute in hand, bathed in golden light, our eyes locked. She didn't look startled. I walked over to her anyway. Is this some kind of mistake? Her lips formed that familiar, merciless smile. Did you honestly think you were invited? Saya, strangers aren't allowed. That was it. The final severing. I smiled back. Then I'll live as a stranger. Turned and walked away. Quietly, steadily, leaving behind the music, the family, and the woman who once called me her daughter. But when the ceremony began and the lights dimmed, her phone started ringing, and that marked the beginning of her collapse. Backstory. It began 5 years earlier, on the day my father died. My mother changed. Overnight, whatever warmth she once pretended to possess disappeared, replaced by something colder and more cutting. Was the unwanted reminder of the man she resented, my father's favorite, his living reflection. When my younger sister, Saba, got engaged, I tried to stay involved. Helped her pick her dress, organized the decor, even managed guest coordination. Was my way of holding on, of acting as if we were still a family. Then one evening, I overheard my mother and Saba talking. "She's not part of this family anymore," my mother said. "She'll just make it all about herself." Saba didn't protest. She only sighed. "Fine, do whatever you want." That was when I understood I wasn't wanted. Discovery. Like, comment, and subscribe. Huna Stories for more stories. The betrayal wasn't just in what they said, it was in the silence that followed. No calls, no updates, no mention of a wedding date. When I eventually found the invitation online posted by a distant cousin, I saw the truth. It was happening that weekend. I wasn't furious, just empty. I stared at the photo of my smiling sister in her bridal gown, and something inside me shifted. If they wanted me erased, I would disappear, but on my own terms. The plan. My father had left behind more than memories. There was property, land, shares, and a family business. By law, half of it was mine. But my mother had twisted everything, persuading me to sign temporary documents after the funeral. She assumed I never read them. She was mistaken. For months I prepared in silence. I tracked down the lawyer who had drafted the will. Frail, ill, but alive and willing to help undo what had been taken. While they planned the wedding, I collected records, signatures, financial trails. I told no one. I made no threats. I simply smiled, kept my distance, and waited. My revenge wasn't loud or violent. It was quiet, the kind of silence that carries a verdict. The night before the wedding, I met my lawyer. "Are you certain?" he asked. "Yes," I replied. "File everything tomorrow morning. Make sure she receives the notice." During the ceremony, he hesitated. "That will ruin the day." Exactly. The filing included not only my inheritance claim, but evidence of forgery, her signature, posed as mine on legal documents, a criminal act. Every detail was timed. The submission, the public record, even the alerts sent to her business partners. She had built everything on deception. I only removed one brick, the climax. So when her phone rang during the ceremony, I didn't need to be there to see it. I knew her face. Shock, then confusion, then understanding. By the time the groom slid the ring onto Saba's finger, my mother was already pale, clutching her chair. Whispers followed minutes later. Her business partner left the reception. The lawyer she trusted stopped answering her calls. When the second call came, she stepped outside. Someone must have told her that her accounts were frozen pending investigation, that her assets were under review, that the house she lived in, the one my father built, was now legally under my claim. I wasn't present, but I heard it. All relatives texted in confusion. My aunt called and asked, "What did you do?" I replied, "I lived like a stranger." Resolution. A week later, a letter arrived from my mother. "Noi palegi." Just one sentence. "You destroyed us." I folded it, carefully and placed it in the drawer next to my father's photograph.
No. E.
Whispered, "You did that years ago. I only reminded you. Now I live in the house she once claimed as hers. It's quiet, calm. Sometimes I pass the hallway mirror my father installed himself, and for a moment, I see him smiling back. People say revenge doesn't heal. Maybe that's true, but justice does. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, and subscribe Huna Stories for more stories.